They engraved it on polished brass. Unqualified Surrogate Father. All capitals. Prominent, positioned centrally. My designated marker at the father of the bride reception table. Her relatives, surgeons, academics, and some arrogant diplomat, erupted with mocking chuckles before I could even take my seat. Someone muttered, deliberately audible, "Remarkable how they let just anyone raise children nowadays." I froze awkwardly, fingers unsteady, gazing at the chair that unexpectedly became my source of shame. My daughter, my own flesh, showed no reaction. Simply adjusted her pearl earrings and continued engaging with her new extended family. I should have departed immediately, but I hesitated. Not quite yet. Before we continue with today's story, if you're enjoying what you've heard so far, please hit that subscribe button. Every new subscriber helps me keep sharing these inspiring tales that touch your day. Thank you for your support. She was barely 4 when her mother vanished. No explanation, no farewell. Just bottles, bills, and emptiness. I operated heavy machinery during daylight hours and stocked grocery shelves overnight. Consumed lukewarm soup while she slumbered beside me on a donated futon. I never completed secondary education, but I instilled in her perseverance, resilience, and maintaining dignity, eyes forward, never superior, never defeated. When she received her degree with distinction, I occupied a seat in the furthest corner of the ceremony hall. Didn't want my presence to embarrass her. She never explicitly stated this, but I sensed it. Nevertheless, I applauded more enthusiastically than anyone present. The indications were subtle. She stopped addressing me as Dad, switched to Pops, then merely Hey, would say things like, "It's probably beyond your understanding." Whenever I inquired about her career, I acknowledged with a smile, thinking perhaps this signaled maturation. Then one afternoon, I delivered lunch to her workplace. Homemade pasta, still steaming. The front desk assistant appeared puzzled, mentioned I wasn't listed among authorized visitors. I overheard laughter from the boardroom. Her laughter, the groom, the one who consistently regarded me as if I were something distasteful clinging to his designer footwear. She never referenced the lunch incident. Neither did I. It wasn't the mockery that devastated me. It was how she averted her gaze when I reached for the nameplate, as if she preferred my invisibility over my presence near her newfound family. So I stood silently, smoothing my blazer. My hand briefly touched the inscription on that nameplate one final time. I turned toward the exit. No disruption, no visible emotion. But then she rose, walked past her husband, past his condescending relatives, and intercepted me at the doorway. She stated, "Father, let's return home." Not apologetic, not embarrassed, simply instructional. As though extending a kindness. I departed alone. But I didn't head homeward. Not immediately. They remained oblivious about who truly established the groundwork beneath their corporate kingdom. While she attended university, I labored on medical facilities, constructed laboratory environments, learned pharmaceutical infrastructure from within. One autumn, I invested in a modest medical compliance firm, assistance for an old colleague I'd helped through bankruptcy. That assistance transformed into 42% ownership. And guess which organization recently became the firm's newest client? Her corporation, the one she founded with her husband, the one that just secured a major healthcare contract, the one already under discreet regulatory investigation for irregularities in clinical reporting. I didn't need to falsify anything. I just needed to facilitate discovery. It commenced with an inspection. Then arrived the formal inquiries, information breaches. A compliance complaint, unnamed, comprehensive, damning. Every ethical corner her husband advocated cutting. Every manipulated dataset is used to enhance efficacy claims. All emerged into daylight. His mother attempted leveraging connections. I observed from the back row as she testified nervously before a regulatory committee, complexion ashen, perspiration visible. The company's market position collapsed within a week. She called once. I declined to answer. I did, however, contact the compliance firm, instructed them to terminate the agreement publicly, then disclose why violation of scientific integrity. It generated national headlines. Stakeholders retreated. Collaborators suspended protocols. Staff reductions began. And still, I remained inconspicuous. 27 days later, she appeared at my residence. Not the townhome I financed for her. Not the flat I subsidized during her internship. My house. The original one. The one with weathered siding and simple soup waiting on the table. She lingered at the entrance like a child again. No tailored suit, no designer accessories, only a vacant expression. "I wasn't aware," she murmured. "They created the nameplate without informing me." I studied her face. "You permitted their ridicule." She nodded. "No justification exists." I stepped aside. Allowed her entry. Not because forgiveness came easily, but because silence inflicts deeper lessons than anger ever could. She resides here now, humbled, unemployed, learning existence without privilege. Me, I continue working, not from necessity, but because I appreciate honest labor in whatever form it takes. I'm not an unqualified surrogate. I'm the person who taught a young girl everything important, then demonstrated what happens when you disregard your origins. And that constituted her most valuable education.